Hey everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. Now, let me share an unbelievable tale. You won't believe how it unfolds. My name's Emma. For years, my family labeled me the disappointment, the one who could never measure up. My sister, Lily, was the star, showered with praise for every move. My brother, Ethan, the so-called business prodigy, always stole the show. Me, they mocked my dead-end job relentlessly, oblivious to the empire I was quietly forging. This Thanksgiving, I thought I'd finally join them as an equal. But when invitations went out, mine was missing. My mom's words stung like a blade. Emma, you don't quite match the vibe we're going for this year. It's a more refined gathering. The rejection burned, like I was invisible to them. I could have crumbled, but instead, I sipped wine in my $6.2 million estate, my secret haven they didn't know existed. Marble floors, 10 bedrooms, and glass walls with a city view. It was all mine. In that quiet moment, I realized they thought they'd cast me out, but they had no idea the strength I held in reserve. So I got to work. I called friends, neighbors, and loyal supporters. By morning, 32 seats were booked for a Thanksgiving feast in my hidden estate. The kicker? I made sure whispers of my event would reach my family without sending a single invite. The chaos kicked off on Thanksgiving morning. My phone wouldn't stop buzzing. A friend posted online, Emma's Thanksgiving setup looks straight out of a Hollywood film. Crystal chandeliers sparkled, gold-edged plates gleamed, and a dining table stretched like it belonged in a palace. My family hadn't even preheated their oven, but word of my event was already spreading like wildfire. By midday, the calls started. Lily's voice, laced with fake honey, hit first. Emma, I hear you're throwing some kind of party at a new place. How'd you even afford it? I grinned, letting her words linger before replying. Oh, Lily, it's not just a house, it's an estate. Her silence was deafening. An hour later, Ethan texted, nice prank. Whose mansion are you borrowing? I didn't respond. Instead, I sent a photo of myself on the grand staircase, black silk gown flowing, champagne glass shimmering. His typing bubbles popped up, then vanished. He was speechless. As guests arrived, the atmosphere crackled with energy. 32 people filled my halls, their laughter echoing off marble. The aroma of roasted turkey, honey-glazed ham, and fresh pies swirled around us. These weren't just guests. They were the ones who believed in me when my family didn't. But as dinner was served, my phone buzzed again. Mom's voice was icy, demanding, Emma, what's this about an estate dinner? Why weren't we invited? I let the silence stretch before answering. Because you excluded me first. Her gasp carried a hint of panic, muttering about family traditions and optics. They thought they'd shamed me, but now they were the ones grasping for explanations. Then, headlights lit up my driveway. Ethan's SUV, Lily's car, my parents' sleek sedan, they showed up, uninvited, just as they'd treated me. What happened when they walked in? You won't believe their faces. The moment the doors swung open, the room fell silent. My family strutted in like they owned the place, Mom gripping her necklace, Dad's jaw clenched, Lily's eyes scanning, and Ethan pretending he wasn't awestruck, though his gaze betrayed him as it swept over the chandeliers and marble. I sat at the head of the table, glass raised casually, like I'd expected them. Oh, I said with a slight smirk. I didn't know uninvited guests were welcome. The irony landed hard. My friends stifled laughs, the tension thick enough to cut. Lily tried to recover. Emma, this is unreal. How could you afford this? Her voice wavered, torn between jealousy and disbelief as she eyed the gold-rimmed cutlery and towering floral displays. I met her gaze. While you were mocking my dead-end job, I was building my own company. Every late night, every sacrifice you ridiculed, it led me here. Ethan scoffed, desperate to undermine me. Please, Emma, this is rented. No way you own this. Before I could reply, a guest, a top real estate broker, spoke up. Actually, I handled Emma's deal. $6.2 million, paid in full. She owns every square foot. My parents' faces were a masterpiece. Mom's lips quivered, Dad's eyes narrowed, and Lily's smile vanished. They'd spent years calling me the failure, the weak link. Now, in front of 32 witnesses, their narrative crumbled. But I wasn't finished. I raised my glass. Tonight, I'm grateful, not for the family who excluded me, but for the people here who saw my value when my own blood didn't. The table erupted in applause, leaving my family frozen, exposed, humiliated. Then Dad, face flushed, slammed his fist on the table. Enough, Emma. We're still your family. Don't forget where you came from. His voice shook the room. I leaned forward, eyes locked on his. Funny, it feels like I got here to spite you. That's when Mom's facade shattered, and she spat out something that stunned everyone, even me. Her voice quaked, but her words dripped with venom. You really think you did this all alone, Emma? Your company only exists because of us. The table went still. Forks and glasses paused midair. My guests exchanged puzzled looks. Even Lily and Ethan stared at her, shocked. I stood slowly, heart racing. What are you talking about? Mom hesitated, realizing she'd gone too far. But Dad's pride wouldn't let silence win. That startup cash, the inheritance from Grandpa, we made sure you got more than the others. That's why you had a shot. Don't forget it. Whispers rippled through the guests. My jaw tightened. More than the others? That's a lie. Grandpa told me himself we all got equal shares. Lily's eyes widened. Wait, what? Ethan's face paled. Dad, you said Emma got almost nothing. It clicked. They'd spun a lie to paint me as the struggling sibling, all while resenting my success. My hands clenched, but I smiled. So, you gave me what was rightfully mine, called me a failure, and still I ended up here. I gestured to the estate. While you're trapped in your jealousy and deceit. The silence was crushing. Then Lily exploded. This isn't fair, Emma. You don't deserve this. You're not smarter or better than us. You just got lucky. My laugh was sharp, I see. Lucky, Lily? I worked 16-hour days while you basked in family praise. I built my company from the ground up while you leaned on Dad's approval. This estate isn't luck. It's proof I never needed your validation to win. The guests' applause roared, drowning out Lily's glare. My family stood there, cornered, their pride in tatters. But then Ethan stepped forward, a dark smirk spreading. You think this is over, Emma? You're not the only one with secrets. When I spill yours, we'll see how long this empire lasts. The room gasped. My chest tightened, but I held my composure. Ethan's words cut like a knife, every eye turning to me. I stayed calm, unshaken. Go ahead, I said, arms crossed. Spill it. He grinned, relishing the moment. You all cheer for Emma, but she's not the saint she seems. She didn't build this alone. Her help wasn't exactly above board. The crowd shifted, uneasy. Lily smirked again. Mom stood taller with false pride, and Dad crossed his arms like Ethan had saved them. My guests, though, looked curious, not condemning. I tilted my head. You mean my investors, who backed my vision when you didn't? Or the nights I spent coding, pitching, building, while you were busy gossiping and drinking? Ethan faltered. No, I slammed my hand on the table, cutting him off. Don't rewrite history, Ethan. You tried stealing my business plan 3 years ago. Pitched it to your contacts and flopped. Why? Because you lacked the grit to make it real. And now you can't stand that I did. Gasps filled the room. Even Lily turned to him. You tried to steal her idea? Ethan's face burned, his silence louder than any denial. He'd exposed himself without me lifting a finger. I straightened, my voice steady but commanding. The difference is clear. You chased shortcuts. I chased results. While you tried to tear me down, I built something unbreakable. This estate, this company, this life, it's proof no betrayal or lies can stop someone who won't quit. The room rose to their feet, clapping louder than ever, their support echoing off the ceilings. My family, once so arrogant, stood shamed, cornered by the truth they'd spent years burying. I raised my glass one last time. Tonight I give thanks, not for the family who cast me out, but for the strength their cruelty forced me to find. Without it, I might never have realized how unstoppable I could be. The cheers were thunderous. My friends toasted. Laughter filled the estate, and the night became a celebration of resilience, not lineage. My family left in silence, their pride broken, their lies laid bare. their power gone. I stood at the head of the table, watching 32 people eat, drink, and laugh in the home I built. I hadn't just hosted Thanksgiving. I'd reclaimed everything they tried to take. And this time I was keeping it.